Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another Cosmic Circus review. My name is Vin. With me, as always, is John.
Hello.
And today we are doing Smile. John, I'm so excited to talk about this movie. I'm so excited. I just double featured both of the movies. And I'll be honest, this was a better double feature than Joker. This was amazing. This was
I,
amazing.
I even if Joker 2 were a good movie, that would still be a rough.
This was
Like,
amazing. Okay,
yeah.
so start from the top. What do we have? What do we have? Smile 2022, directed by Parker Finn, written by Parker Finn, based on his short film Laura Hasn't Slept. John, have you seen this?
I was at the premiere.
For Laura Hasn't Slept?
Oh no, Lord has this one
Okay.
now.
I feel like we
Oh,
both we both have homework now. We have to watch the short movie. I don't know where to find it because I just walked home from the theater now. I just discovered this, but we have to watch this. Laura Hasn't Slept, short movie that inspired the original movie Smile. Anyway, first movie starring Sosie Bacon and Kyle Gallner. Kyle Gallner was in Strange Darling. Cinematography: Charlie Saroff. Edited by Elliot Greenberg. Music by Cristobal Tapia de Veer. I'm mentioning these last three because the same creative team came back for Smile 2, which I think is pretty remarkable. First movie, budget 17 million. It's the same budget as The Substance. Second movie, Smile 2, 2024, directed by Parker Finn, written by Parker Finn, starring Naomi Scott. Cinematography, same team. Charlie Sharoff, edited by Elliot Greenberg, music by Cristobal Tapia de Veer. Budget 28 million. John, are you impressed by the budget on these movies? 17 million for the first one, 28 million for the second one. This is the first movie is equal to The Substance. The second movie is more than The Substance. The second movie has the budget of The Substance plus Long Legs.
I mean, like it's horror. I mean, horror
Mm-hmm.
is typically a budget-friendly genre
Mm-hmm.
that rewards almost like every time. That's why I think studios are going more horror lately than they ever have.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause that's where a lot of the money is like pouring in. Pouring in. I was actually at the premiere of number one.
Nice.
And I want to tell you, I hold a dear place in my heart for number one
Okay.
because it was my first trailer quote.
No way. Very
Yes,
nice.
it was my first, and like, well, for a big theatrical film, for
Mm-hmm.
like a big theatrical film. I went to Fantastic Fest in 2022. I tweeted my response, and I got an email from Paramount right after. They were like, "Hey, can we use this?" And I was like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah."
Yeah.
And yeah, dude. It was my first trailer quote, so I was pretty hyped about number two.
Very nice.
But
Very
yeah,
nice.
yeah.
I'll be honest. I watched, like I said, I watched both of them now. The first movie, I thought it was like good. I didn't feel there's anything like remarkable about it. There's some good like jump scares, but it felt kind of middle of the road. But the second movie blew me away. Like I was
Well,
shocked by the second movie. Yeah.
number one, the way that I like described it is that it kind of like took a lot of J horror
Hmm.
and like kind of made a new idea out of J horror tropes.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't exactly, I wouldn't call it like a great film, but it
Mhm.
was better than I thought it would be
Absolutely. Yeah.
at the
Yeah.
time.
And I think going back 1 second to budget, what's amazing about these movies is because there's no monster. All it is somebody smiling. That's like the lowest budget of the low budgets.
Oh, there is
Smile. That's the
definitely a
monster.
monster.
I know, but for most of the movie, it's just and it's just someone
Yeah,
smiling. Oh, especially the second movie. I'm dazzled. I'm amazed. I'm stunned. I'm flabbergasted. I'm stupefied.
you are ready to talk about this film. I can
It's
tell.
been less than 30 minutes. I just got home from it. So, John, let's start. What's your history with the first movie? How many times have you seen it? When did you last see it?
I've only seen it once, but like I
The
watched
one
it.
time. The one time. Okay.
I don't. It's very rare that I rewatch films
All right.
because we watch so many movies
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
that it's very difficult for me to just be like, I'm gonna throw this on just because.
Okay. Even
Um,
though they gave you a pull quote.
Give me Poco. I think it's a pretty solid film. I don't
Yeah.
think it's bad at all,
Okay. Okay.
and I think the end of it gave me chills.
Hmm.
Like absolutely, that final shot of like, I mean, if you're watching this review, I'm assuming that you've seen number one. Kevin Bacon's daughter, by the way, that's who that is.
Hmm. Sosie Bacon.
Um, yeah, Sophie Bacon. the monster like revealing itself. Dude, it was like it's very rare for a reveal to pay off. Like and throughout the film, there's not a monster.
Hmm.
And and my thought is that it looks great, and it actually genuinely like I was like, yeah, if that was staring me down, I'd be pretty terrified as well.
Yeah.
So the reveal is great, but that's my history with it. I watched it at Fantastic Fest. It's one of my first pull quotes. It could have been better, but I didn't expect much from it, and it surprised me at the time.
I think to its credit in the first film, I honestly think they executed exactly what they wanted to execute. I think I don't think there's much you can fault it for. I don't think there's much you can fault it for. I think that first movie, like they said, we want to do this, we want it to look like this, and that's exactly what it was. And I think they executed exactly what they wanted to make. And I think the first movie could have been maybe a little bit more ambitious. Maybe it could have had some bigger ideas, but it works. The second movie, yeah, yeah.
Well, I don't know if you know,
Mhm.
that first movie, that was supposed to be a Paramount Plus release.
I just learned that on the way here. I was reading on Wikipedia while
Yeah.
walking home from the theater.
So I think that's part of it. Like they weren't expecting it to go theatrical,
Mhm.
and then they watched it and they were like, "Oh well,
Yeah,
why not? Let's
yeah,
see how it goes." And
yeah.
yeah, it's
Even by itself, I think that first movie is good for just like a casual like October Halloween. Why not? Just watch a thing.
yeah,
But I think the second movie takes everything from the first movie and it does like it's like what sequel dreams are made of. It takes that first movie and it just builds. And it says, here's the concept. Let's take this and let's while connecting the story, they say let's pass this to a whole new cast. While having connective tissue between the movies, they pass it to a whole new cast. They put it in a whole different situation. They put it in a whole different situation because it's if the monster like lives in your mind. In the first one, it's the mind of a therapist, which is and she's very well put together, and the movie kind of reflects that. The second movie, it's the mind of like this pop star who's very young, and her mind is already a scattered, chaotic mess, and then the movie reflects that chaos. Oh my goodness,
them-
amazing!
thematically, it's a brilliant decision, a brilliant choice. Um,
The editing is so good.
the second movie, I think, is far superior. It is beautifully shot. It is insanely acted. Naomi Scott. I mean, dude,
She's so good.
she rips
She's so
this
good.
film. She rips in this film. Every scene. I mean, like everything they like the way you think it's gonna go, he doesn't go that way. Or if he does go that way, it goes 10 times worse than you expect.
Hmm.
And like it is so competent, so intense. It takes scares that I've never seen before, and like that I'm trying not to give too much away.
Can you just say like the maybe the setting or the scene so I know what you're talking about?
Like I'm just gonna say there's a sequence in a bedroom, and it's just like they take an idea we'll talk about it in spoilers, but they take an idea and make something that should not be terrifying
Hmm.
and actually make it legitimately terrifying.
Hmm.
And I think it is smart. I think it is. I mean, like, dude. Okay, I got a funny story. I got a funny story.
Okay, let's go. Let's go.
So before the film started, we were all sitting there, and somebody goes, "Guys, did you hear this is a 2 hour and 15 minute movie?" And I was like, "Oh no!" Like I was like,
Mhm.
"I'm like, man, I'm gonna be here for 2.5 hours." And it blew by.
Uh-huh.
It blew by. I was like, "It's over."
Right,
And I
right.
was like, golly, it starts, and when it starts, it is intense. And it goes and it goes and it goes. And before you know it, the movie is over and you're breathless.
Yeah,
I loved it. I love this film.
yeah.
I think it's one of the most surprising sequels of the entire year,
Yeah.
and he got, dude, 5 stars.
Five
I
stars?
mean,
Wow. Wow.
yeah, I
I
mean,
mean, this whole summer we've been talking about sequels all summer long because there's so many freaking sequels. And I keep going back to like Bride of Frankenstein because it takes the first movie and it builds on it. Aliens takes the first movie, builds on it, and passes it to a new cast with connective tissue, and it expands the world. And this movie, I can't believe it. It does it. One of my favorite weird details about this movie, in the first one, there's a bunch of shots. I don't know if you remember. There's a bunch of shots in the first one where it's upside down. Why? I don't know. The establishing shots are upside down just because it looks cool. The second movie doubles down on that and it makes that twisty, disorientingness part of the story. Whoa. Do you remember there's a shot at the very beginning when it's going through New York City and it's all upside down?
oh yeah,
Then it goes
yeah,
to her building, then it goes through the window, and it goes right to her face. Whoa.
yeah, yeah.
Whoa.
I do. It's very good. Um, yeah, I mean, the visuals and all of it are very well done. There's a sequence even towards the end, and I'm not gonna say what it is, but it's like it's so disorienting, and then you realize that you're in a new location, and it opens up, and my brain was just like, man, it is so well done.
I know exactly
I
what you're talking about, actually.
yeah, but yes, you have like I think you and I do have the same sequence in mind,
Mm.
and it is,
It's just
I mean,
sharp editing. Yeah.
sharp editing, disorienting. It makes the viewer feel like you're in her shoes,
Hmm.
and it is wild. I have complaints, like a little bit complaints. I think because I know you just got out of it.
Hmm.
I know you just got out of it, but I've had
I'm
like,
riding that high. Yeah.
yeah, I've had a couple of days to think about it. There are some um, choices that
Mhm.
feel a little confusing as far as the rules about like what is happening, what is not
Rules.
happening.
Is there a book for this? They're making it up. Let them make it up.
Yeah, I think that's kind of my point. Is
Yeah.
that like it feels like when you think about it long enough, some things don't make entirely sense.
Okay.
Characters are talking to other characters, but then you find out later like that may or may not have happened.
Oh, I love
Yeah,
that. And I love how messy what's real and what's not real. I love how messy that is because it's so easy in movies where they do that crap and it's just who cares? This movie,
yeah,
I had no
I,
idea when was what was how was who was. Oh, I
yeah,
love
but
that.
like there's moments that it happens with the
Uh-huh.
character not in the room,
Okay.
and
Okay.
like then you figure out like that thing that they set up was like it wasn't even real
Do
the
you have
whole
a do you
time.
have a example you can give me? Just a clue.
There's a sequence where a parental figure,
Hmm.
you know, comes into an apartment
Hmm.
and there's a guest in
Hmm.
the
Yeah.
house,
Yeah. Yeah.
and one character leaves. Those two individuals keep having a conversation without the other individual around. You know what I'm talking about? So it was like,
In fact, it's a one-way conversation. The one person never responds.
yeah, but it was still kind of like, what?
It's implied if you because I remember the scene and the one character walks in and the other character talks to her, but she never talks back.
Right,
So
right, right, right.
it can be an imaginary person talking because the other one's never responding. You get what I mean?
Yeah, I do, and like I mean, I guess that's what I mean. Like the rules are a little bit unclear. It's just like
I
it's
think
not.
that's so intentional. Yeah.
I think. Here's what I'm saying. I think depending on how you view it,
Okay.
it can be a feature or a bug. Like
Okay. Okay.
it
Okay.
did not hinder my movie
Uh-huh.
experience.
Hmm.
I love this film,
Okay.
but if I had any kind of nitpicks, is that when I go back, I'm like, what happened here? What happened there? And I can tell you though, one of those nitpicks I kind of solved in my own head,
Uh-huh.
but you kind of have to like make a leap in logic about where things begin
Remind me, we're
and where
talking about
things
the
end.
movie with the Japanese smile monster, and you have to make a leap in logic.
No, no, no. I mean, just I'm talking about like narratively.
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
Narratively, like it's not about like whether things are logical.
Yeah.
It's about where A and B came.
Hmm.
Like where does A and B connect and where does C and D connect?
Hmm.
I'm not talking about plausibility,
Yeah.
you know.
I think this movie is from her point of view, and I think she's an unreliable narrator.
I'm okay with it because the
Mm.
movie made me feel
Yeah.
like I'm in a topsy-turvy
Yeah. Very
wild
topsy-turvy. Yeah.
ride. And I think, like I said, if I had a nitpick, that would be a nitpick. But dude, it's a very minor nitpick.
And I
Very
want to just
minor.
go on. We were just talking about Joker last week,
Yeah.
right? Was that even last? Okay, maybe 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks, about two
We were
weeks
talking
ago.
about Joker, and
Yeah.
movie made me feel like how I wish Joker made me feel with all the topsy turvy, twisty. What's real? What's not real? And this movie accomplishes that so well. Where there's so much of this movie that I don't believe, but I believe her emotions. I believe what she's going through psychologically. I don't know if it's real or not. And I'm along with this mind bendy ride that she's on.
Now, what I will say is,
Mhm.
I think this makes for a great double feature with the substance. I
Yeah,
genuinely think
yeah.
that.
I
I
was thinking about
genuinely
the
think
substance a couple times.
that.
At the beginning, I was thinking about Trap a little bit because how weird is that we have two like fake Taylor Swift movies in one summer? But
Kinda,
I
kinda,
I like
thankfully,
this one a little bit better. The way they do the pop star stuff. There was one
yeah,
sequence I loved where I don't know if you remember. Like a black and red dance sequence
good. Yeah,
that
aces all
looks
around
so
aces.
stunning. That looks so good.
Yeah, that looked good. I mean, dude, every single like dancing, every one of the like concert things. Um, dude, there's just like there's imagery in this film that I've been thinking about since like I like rolled out the theater. It's just such a great horror film. I'm going to make like a comparison. I think Parker Finn might be one of the best filmmakers since Wes Craven. Like
Wow.
since Wes Craven.
And he's made
He,
these two movies and that's it, right?
yes.
Uh-huh.
Well, I mean, like he, you know, it is such a great understanding of taking everything that you did wrong in the first, learning from various mistakes, and then just improving on everything. And like, dude, the I'm not gonna say what happens. The first act of this movie reminded me of Scream.
Okay.
Like those Scream films, I would just like it just kicks into gear. You're automatically on pins and needles. You don't know what's gonna happen, and it just gets more tense and more tense and more tense, and then I don't, dude. It feels like somebody who learned from the great was Craven, in my opinion. It really does.
One thing I want to add on that, how it connects to the first film. I like that both films, you have intelligent characters who quickly understand what's going on, and they're quickly able to look at the scene, like how even the audience looks at the scene and think, what is the logical, correct thing to do in the scene? And then they try to do that. And it still goes wrong, but they try to do the logical thing. And I really appreciate that. Because so many movies do horror movies, they would say, oh, we can't do this because this or this, or something stupid happens. But no, in this movie, both of them, they have a smart character who says, okay, we've analyzed the pattern. Here's what happens. Here's how we need to stop it. And it still goes wrong. And I just, ah,
Yeah, so that was the complaint that I have with number one is that the main character kept doing things that would and like, why would you say that in this
okay,
situation,
okay.
And number two, you could just feel it like being out of control. Like she has zero control over anything involving like how she should handle something, and like it all made sense. You could feel how like as a pop singer, why things would happen that way, why that character is like that, and how that enemy is taking advantage of that simultaneously. It's just so good, man. Yeah, I love this film. I think it's great. I really do.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying
Really
to think.
do.
I'm trying to think if I have any strong criticisms. I think some of the jump scares were not super effective, but for the most part, like you were saying earlier, like even when you know there's a jump scare coming, it still comes in a way that you don't expect it.
There's there's one that was very good because you're again, I might have to put this in a spoiler section, but um like it sucks you in
Mhm.
to the moment because you're
And
so
and then
scared.
you're looking, you're like, where? What is it?
Yeah, and then also
What is it?
bah! Like great. No, no,
Yeah. Because I think the
no,
first movie,
no.
the first movie tried to do some scary things. Do you remember there's the scene in the first one where like Cal Penn rips his face off? Do you remember that?
Yeah,
Do you remember that?
that was a great thing though. That
Okay.
was a great
Like it's
scene.
good, but it's not like ah! It's kind of like
No, no, but the thing is, what I like about that scene is that it's so twisted
very twisted. Yeah.
that even my theater kind of kind of laughed
Mhm.
like a very similarly to the zipper
And the substance,
scene. Yeah, in the substance, like
just
it's not meant to
teasing. Yeah.
it's not meant to scare you, but it's a mental it puts you in that mindset of what in the world
Right.
is
Right.
happening,
Yeah.
right? Oh man.
All right, guys. So
Uh,
we're gonna cut here. This is part
mhm.
one of our Smile 2 discussion. But this movie is so juicy, we're gonna do a second part with our spoiler thoughts, like full details, like nothing held back. Okay. Stop here, go watch the movie, then come back to
Yeah,
us. Okay.
like come back. We highly recommend it. I think that's a
Strong
recommendation for both of
recommend.
us.
Two fingers up. John, quick
Yeah.
question. Do you think do people need to watch Smile 1 before they watch Smile 2?
That's not man. You read my mind. You read my mind because I thought about that all week.
And what's the
Um,
verdict?
you don't. You
Okay.
definitely don't.
Okay. Okay.
You don't. I mean, yeah, there is a character for number one, but I don't think you need any of that
Mhm.
from number one to go and love. Like everything is explained in the film.
It is.
There's no.
I think it helps a lot, but you don't need it. Because again, it's
You
like a
don't need
formative
it.
cast. Yeah.
It is a very self-contained film that still makes the rules clear.
Mhm.
You can walk in and just be dazzled by this sequel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. And I said all I could say. I loved it. I
All
definitely
right.
loved it.
So thanks for watching, guys. We're gonna cut here, go watch the movie, and come back. My name is Vin. You can find me on Twitter at Vin Writes Words.
I am John, and you can find me at John Movie Watch on Twitter.
And make sure to follow the Cosmic Circus at My Cosmic Circus for more reviews, articles, editorials, and opinions like the ones you just watched. Thanks a lot, guys. See you next time.